Hey, this is Brittney Griner from the Phoenix Mercury, and you listen to the 3-Point Conversion.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So your shooting came around some tonight, which I'm sure you're happy to see. And then can you also talk just about in the third game of a road trip like this, when the bench can make the kind of contributions that they make, how much is that really a big lift for the starters?
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, anytime, like you said, a road trip like this, where it's game, fly, it takes a toll on your body. And obviously for us, this is a tough way to start the season, but I think obviously we did a really good job this entire road trip. And for the bench to come and play like they did and bring the energy that they did, shoot the ball the way they did, make plays, that makes it a lot easier for us as starters to come out there and help continue to feed off of that energy and do what we do every single night. I'm glad to get these 3 games under my belt. It's been a while since I played basketball game, so it was nice to see the shots coming around a little bit more and my shooting form personally. But I think just as a team, we do a really good job of breaking defenses down and making plays for one another.
All right, next up we have Alex Simon with the next, followed by Paul Richardson.
Kia, for Brianna to grab 12 rebounds in the first half. I mean, I know you played her against her a few times, at least in college, and I don't know about before, but to kind of see the player she's becoming on this team and has already started to show this year, what is it like playing aside her right now?
Well, she's an absolute monster on the boards, and it's a lot about how she times the ball, how she reads how it's coming off the rim and the shot selection. And so she's really smart at that, and she does a great job of it. And obviously, you're right, we did play against each other in college, so it was more annoying. Now I'm glad I'm on the same side as her, and she cleans up the glass really well for us, both on the offensive end and the defensive end. That creates extra possessions, gives us an opportunity to get out and run in transition, which is where we're pretty good as a team. And I think her role is only going to continue to grow. She does really good reads off of screen and rolls, gets to the rim, her ability to put the ball in the hoop even while she's jumping midair. There's just so much you can do with Breezy, and it's been fantastic to be alongside her.
And then on the offensive end, I know you're the new kid. You and Megan are the new kids to this team, and so for 20 assists to be another thing you guys have checked off all 3 games.
I lost him. We have a little bit
tonight on 30 shots. Yep.
Issues here. Something about assists is what I believe I heard. As a team, I think we do a really good job of taking advantage of whatever the defense gives us. When you have a big 3 in the way that we do with Sky, DT, and BG, they're going to create a lot of attention, and defenses are going to try and take the ball away from them. They're really great at facilitating and finding one another, finding the open man, and we knock down shots. That helps. But obviously with us, we move the ball well. We're going to get open shots any given day because we got really great players, and whether that's knocking down the 3 or we're going inside.
All right, we have time for 3 final questions. Next up, we have Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave, followed by A. Myers Drysdale.
So the season has started. It's not just training camp. How is your level of comfort and chemistry going with your new teammates so far at this point?
Well, I think we're continuing to build chemistry. The only way you can get kind of in-game chemistry is actually being able to play. So this road trip was obviously a good start to it as well. I think on the court, we're continuing to build chemistry. I was fortunate to be here pretty early before training camp as well to get some chemistry built there. But it's going to continue to grow. Different, places in the offense where there's my strengths I'm going to start figuring that out a little bit more, and how I can help be effective, whether that's on the defensive end or facilitating or just knocking down some open 3s to kind of create a little bit more space for BG on the inside or for DT and Sky to work off of pick and rolls. And so I think we're continuing to get better every single game. My comfort level with the offense is pretty high. The system that we're running and the things that Coach Sandy has put into place to help us get easy open shots and make basketball as simple as possible. I've been really good at getting into that stuff and figuring out reads, and now it's just tendencies, and we're continuing to build that. I think tonight was a good step forward in that as well.
Our final 2 questions. Next up, we have A. Myers Drysdale, followed by Takeshi Shibata.
Hey, Kia.
Hi.
Nice one tonight.
Thank you.
Talk about, obviously you've been in this league and you know what your roles have been, and certainly you're playing with new players. Talk about the challenges, because you play both ends of the floor, looking to score not only inside, but shoot the 3, but also you're usually on the best offensive players. So talk about the role that you have coming onto this team.
Yeah, so like you said, I think every time I either am on a different team, whether that's the national team or somewhere here in the league, the roles always tend to change. And here, because we have such a great veteran presence that carries such a heavy load for us on the offensive end, my role there isn't as heavy as it was last year and some previous years. I'm out there to be a floor spacer, knock down the open three, get to the rim and get to the foul line if possible, and also be a facilitator in any way I can, get the ball to any of my teammates if they're open. And so that takes a lot of pressure off me on the offensive end because we have such great players there that can make plays. Defensively, like you said, most days I'm ended up on the wings that love to play in isolation. They like to play in one-on-one, and obviously that's a big challenge. I know defensively in the college, I was pretty good and I was able to rack up some awards there. But once you get into this league, everybody is big, fast, and strong. So finding a way to defend them is a little bit different. And so for me, that's where I want to hold most of my weight on this team. And my first 2 games, I was not happy with my defense. Tonight, I'm a little bit happier. Obviously, there's things that I can clean up there. But that's always a challenge. And I love a challenge when it comes my way. And so we're going to continue to get better there. And if that's where I got to hold my weight the most, that's exactly what I'll do.
All right, and our final question tonight comes from Takeshi Shibata.
Okay, thank you for your time. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm calling from Tokyo, Japan,
Amazing.
and congratulations on the good win. I have 2 questions for you. Number one is I would like to talk about the uniqueness of this season, because I think you haven't played from the fall and the winter, and I saw you on some Raptors broadcast. So I think you haven't played much competitive basketball throughout the season, before the season. So how unique is it? This is number one question. And the second was, I just want to ask you about the general impression on Yuta Watanabe, a Raptors Japanese player.
Yeah, okay. So to answer your first question, this is a really unique season for me. Just being at home in the off season as opposed to Australia, where it was the last 2 years. And for the first time since I was probably in 7th grade, this is the first year I haven't had to play basketball 12 months out of the year. And so the uniqueness comes in, and I was able to kind of sit down, work on my body a little bit more, to clean up some injuries that I had from last season and come back feeling a lot better. My body feels better than it has in a couple years out here. And so that's a great part of it. But you're right, there wasn't a lot of competitive basketball, especially with health and safety protocols in Canada and not being able to get more than 2 people in a gym at a time. And so that was difficult. There's not a lot that can kind of prepare you for that. But this has been great to get 3 games under my belt now. I'm starting to feel a lot better out there, obviously building chemistry with my teammates as well in terms of just in-game competition. But I'm grateful for the team I had at home to help me prepare. And in terms of Yuta Watanabe, obviously I did have the opportunity to cover the Raptors a little bit this year. And I mean, he is an absolutely fantastic player to watch. And I just love his effort and his hustle that he plays with each and every game. I think as a role player, especially with this Raptors team that they had this season, his ability to come in off of the bench and make plays, whether that was on the defensive end, because obviously he has great size, so he can kind of switch with them. And that's what they like to do, play a little bit more in a chaotic way, but also his ability to knock down the 3. And this is a Raptors team and organization that's really good at developing their players. And I think Watanabe is going to be great as he continues to develop with this Raptors team. And he'll be a great player in the NBA if he continues to build that energy and that hustle he plays with every game.
All right, thanks for the time, Kia.
Of course.